So many of us dream of building our own home, but there's this huge gap between the idea in your head and a house that's actually buildable. How do you cross that?
That is the big question, isn't it? Well, today we're going to walk you through that entire journey, from dream to a detailed, ready-to-build design. And we'll be using the amazing work from RwDesigns and Services to show you exactly how the pros get it done. Let's jump right in.
Wow, Ken. Okay, just look at that. That is gorgeous. So tell me, when a client walks into RwDesigns with an idea, is this what you show them first? Something that looks like a photograph of their future home?
You've got it, Wanjiku. This is a 3D photo render, and it is absolutely the most critical first step. Before we draw a single technical line, we create these. Why? Because this is how we make sure that we and the client are seeing the exact same dream. It's where we agree on the style, the colors, the whole vibe of the house.
And it's not just one perfect picture from the front. We go all the way around. We look at it from every single angle. The whole point of this is to get rid of any and all surprises later on. So when the client says yes to these images, they know with 100% confidence that this is the house they're going to get.
All right, so once the client is happy, they've signed off on the look, we switch gears. We move into the technical stage, which is creating the architectural working drawings. The best way to think about this? It's like the house's recipe book, written specifically for the builder, your fundie. It has every single instruction they'll need. And this slide just shows that transformation perfectly. On the left, you've got the beautiful, emotional dream. On the right, that same dream is translated into a technical drawing loaded with all the precise measurements the construction crew needs. This is where art meets the science of building.
Okay, so when you say detailed, how detailed are we really talking here, Ken?
Oh, we're talking incredibly detailed. Think floor plans, sections, elevations. Every single wall, every window, every door is measured and specified down to the millimeter. This becomes the absolute blueprint, the master guide for the entire Mtingo.
So we've got the look, we've got the layout. Now we have to make sure this beautiful house is going to stand up strong and safe for decades. And that brings us to something you never see in the final home, but it's maybe the most important part, the structural design. This is literally the skeleton of the house.
And these structural drawings, what exactly are they? What's inside them?
That's a great question. So these plans are made by a structural engineer. They detail all the hidden stuff, the foundation, the columns, the beams. They do all the complex calculations to figure out exactly how much steel reinforcement is needed, what strength of concrete to use, all to make sure the house is not just beautiful, but fundamentally safe and strong.
And check this out. This little note, taken straight from the architect's plans, really shows you how it all works together. The architect says this is what it should look like, but for the really heavy-duty stuff, the reinforced concrete, the plan says listen to the structural engineer. It's this professional teamwork that guarantees a quality, safe build.
And now we get to the part everyone is waiting for, the money. We know what we're building, we know how we're building it strong, but how much is it all going to cost? Well, that's where the bill of quantities, or BOQ, comes in. Think of it as the ultimate detailed shopping list for your entire Mjengo.
That looks really official, Ken. It's not just a list on a piece of paper, is it?
Not at all. It's a very formal document, and for good reason. It's prepared by a professional quantity surveyor, and it really is the financial blueprint for the entire project. It's all about transparency and making sure you can manage your budget properly.
So let's look inside and see what it's all about. This is just a tiny sample, but look at that detail. Item B, excavate oversight. It tells you exactly how many square meters and exactly how much it costs. From the digging to the kilograms of steel to the stones in the wall, every single item, every task is listed and priced. No guesswork. Absolutely none. So when you add up every single one of those thousands of little items, you get a number like this one. This is the total for what we call the builder's works. Basically, this is the main cost to physically build the house itself, from the ground up to the roof, following those plans to the letter.
So is that it then? Is that the grand total for the whole project?
We're very close. That number is the biggest part, for sure, but this summary page ties it all together. It takes that builder's works total and adds in allowances for other things like prime cost sums for maybe the kitchen cabinets you want, or provisional sums for things like landscaping. This gives the client the complete, total picture of their entire project budget.
Okay, so we've covered the what, the how, and the how much. There's just one piece of the puzzle left, and that's the when. This is the work schedule. This is where we take all that info from the drawings and the BQ and lay it all out on a calendar. And this timeline gives you a really clear picture. You can see the whole project, in this case 30 weeks, is broken down into logical steps. We start with the foundation in weeks 4 to 6. Then you see the structure rise. The roof goes on, all the way down to the final touches and, the best part, handing over the keys. It's a roadmap everyone can follow.
That schedule makes so much sense. But, I'm looking at these costs, and I have to wonder, where does most of the money actually go in a project like this?
This chart is so revealing, and honestly, it catches a lot of people by surprise. Of course, the main structure is a huge chunk, about 31%. But look at that massive yellow piece, major finishes. That's your tiles, your paint, your windows, your cabinets. It's almost 45% of the entire cost. This is where planning is so important.
Okay, Ken, this has been amazing, so thorough. But I have to ask the one question that I'm sure is on everyone's mind right now. After all these drawings, all this paperwork, is it all really worth it? I mean, why not just get a good fundie and just start building?
And that is the million-shilling question, Wenjiku. The simple answer is, the alternative is guesswork. And guesswork in construction is incredibly expensive. This whole process, it's your insurance policy. It gives you vision clarity, so you get the house you dreamed of. It gives you budget control, so the costs don't run away from you. It guarantees safety. And more than anything, it gives you peace of mind and takes the stress out of the whole process.
So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's that a successful Mjengo, one that finishes on time and on budget, doesn't start when you dig the foundation.
It starts way before that. It starts with a solid plan. And that's exactly the professional process that companies like RwDesigns and Services walk their clients through.